All right, here we are at the Holbein Wiffle Ball Field of Dreams. This is Blake Holbein. I'm joined by Everett Pollard and Ted Wendell, and we are getting ready to get underway. Everett, Ted, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us what you think about today.
Yeah, Blake, thank you for the introduction. I'm Everett Pollard. Have absolutely no expertise when it comes to wiffle ball, but lots of expertise when it comes to friendship. That's why I'm brought in today. I think this is a wonderful event. I think this is a height of competition. If you're out here just trying to have fun, you might as well go home. You know, I think that the time the playoffs rolls around, you get to really see the height of wiffle ball. I mean, what it's meant to be, how it's intended to be played, and I'm excited for a great game today.
Yes, thank you for that. And now, Ted, Mr. Wendell here. You've been to quite a few games in your day, baseball, wiffle ball, you know, all of the like. What are you excited for today, and what do you think about what's
Well,
going
I think it's a pleasure to be here at this diamond. This is Holbein Field of Dreams, and we got some outstanding players playing today, all-star players. And the kid that's pitching for this first game is Porter, and he was a great athlete. So there's a lot of good athletes here that play college ball too. So this is going to be quite the ball game. And I've got two grandsons playing against each other.
That's right, that's right. Well, here we are, we're about to get underway, and it looks like Porter will throw out the first pitch to Brayman, who will step into the box.
Nice, Mike, get there!
Good play.
And it looked like a good play there. Was that Holbein that made that play? He looks pretty gleeful as he jogs back to the fence.
No, that was
Porter, wasn't it? Okay,
yeah,
I was going to say. Ooh.
Well, this kid's got power.
What do you think about that swing there from Tyler?
You know, I've seen better. That's all I'll say.
And so here we are now with one out, top of the first. As we said, the Jortstops will be the home team, I believe, because of their higher seeding. And there's a crack.
Good shot.
Oh, and it drops in there.
Oh.
What do you think about that play there?
I think somebody screwed up on that play.
Yeah.
It should have been an out. But as it turns out, it's going to be tough. These two teams that can't give up runs and win this ball game. It's going to be a one wild finish.
Communication is key, especially in the
Oh,
playoffs.
what a pitch there from Porter. Gets the looking strikeout on the bottom right corner on Adam Baker. So we'll have two outs here now as Holbein steps to the plate. Oh, and a little bunt, and it looks like it didn't go anywhere. Now, for those of you keeping track at home, we do have a new rule this year. It is the first pitch strike looking out. So if you take a strike, and it's the first strike against you, and it is an out. So as you can see, you know, it's pretty easy to identify the outs with our nice little strike zone we have made here. We got the tin and the plastic, so you can hear the sound fairly well. So Hudson looking to adjust the strike zone. It looks like they're having some issues back there. I don't really know what's happening right now.
Yeah, you know, your guess is as good as mine.
Holbein looking over here at us a little bit in left field. He's got the look going today with the jorts. This ball's done. Oh, a huge hack from Holbein. And the count looks to be 2-2.
It's like a Nolan Ryan fastball he just threw right there. Oh.
Porter changes speeds very well. Yeah, he can heat it up a little bit.
Yeah, he's got the talent to do that. But this kid, he can hit.
Oh, and Porter gets him
He didn't
swinging.
get that one. He struck out.
Porter gets him swinging on that inside pitch. Great pitch.
Porter is really in a groove already. He looks like he's been here before.
So we'll move to the bottom half of the inning, and we will see what the Jortstops can do at the plate. Unfortunately for Hudson's team, they were unable to have the other team even try to hit a cutoff. So we'll see what happens here. As Holbein looks to be taking the mound, looks like they'll start him, and I'm assuming Michael Brayman will come in relief.
They got some pitchers, don't they? They got at least four solid pitchers.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these other guys throw the wiffle ball, but you know, at least from their baseball days, I know they can pitch it a little bit, so I would think that would translate a little bit.
Well, it's nice to have Everett here. He come all the way from Dallas.
That's right.
To watch this tournament.
That's right.
This is one of the big-time tournaments in the state of Michigan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I feel very fortunate to receive even an invite. You know, as you can see from the crowd, you know, several people here that just want to catch the tradition and, you know, the camaraderie that comes with an event like this. So, yeah, very fortunate to be here.
Yeah, and we're fortunate to have you here, Everett. I mean, you really have built up your resume. You have quite the commentating background. I know you did the Masters at Taylor University.
Taylor University Masters was my first event. You know, I was kind of a kid back then, and then since then I've done, you know, things from ping pong tournaments to things of those sorts. I've done plenty of commentating roles. You know, the person that's actually up to bat is usually the person sitting next to me while I'm in the booth. You know, so.
And who is that, Everett?
That's Grant Holbein. Looking to see how he kind of asserts his older brother dominance right now. This is a showdown. They both won it for different reasons.
Quite the pitch there by Hudson.
Yeah, it was a good pitch by Hudson. You know, trying to prove himself. I'm the youngest brother. I understand kind of what he's going in, how he's feeling right now. But he's capable. He's more than capable.
Whoa,
And Grant cracks one and really just showed his savvy there.
Yeah, he's just consistent. He's reliable across the board, every sport he plays.
Well, you can see, you know, he hasn't slowed down much. I mean, he was a great hitter in high school, hitting machine, and it looks like he's still got it. Yeah, but he's put on a couple pounds.
That's right.
And now Michael Dunn is at the plate, and he will hit one up the middle. And it is unfortunately bobbled. Grant will try to move over to third, and he's going to hold there, and Dunn will hold at second. It looks like we have a little pool action today. Grant Farrington bringing his own pool. That has got to be one of the most creative things I've seen. What do you think about that?
You know, it's a warmer day, and he's finding a way to fight it. You know, I appreciate the ingenuity. It also just brings a flair that's you know, pretty common around here. You know, with the outfits and the different things, and he's playing right into that. Ooh.
Yeah, speaking of flair, I believe flair can definitely go in with, you know, the theme of some of these teams.
Right.
And if you heard in one of the podcasts this year, unfortunately I'm not sure which podcast it was, but Jacob Baker actually had a very hot take this year saying that team theme was more important than fielding. I believe that's what it was.
Wow.
Did you hear that one? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to know. That show is just full of hot takes. You know, sometimes it's quality journalism, sometimes it's not. So that opinion from Jacob, I mean, obviously you can't argue with a guy who's been a three-time champion. He recognizes quality, and I think he's just making those hot calls because I mean, you can't really dispute him at this point.
And Hudson will walk the border, and that will load the bases for Farrington, who will now come to the plate, who has quite the supporters here. He actually just jumped out of his pool, so he's got to be feeling fresh.
Is this a new guy in the league this year, Blake?
No, this is not a new guy. He's been here before, but he makes quite the drive to be here.
Yeah, he comes from Cincinnati?
I believe that's correct, Cincinnati.
Wow.
Yeah, this Jortstops team, they are all over the United States. Michael Dunn, who's actually on second base right now, he drives all the way from Kentucky. Oh, and there's a hit up the middle, and it gets by, and oh!
Did he get it?
Did they get done? I could not see. Is that 2 outs? We're gonna wait for the official call here. Okay, it does appear they got an out. I think maybe the 2 runs were scored. Oh, they did get 2 outs. So Tyler Reed just confirmed to us that they got 2 outs on that play. Impressive. Now, Howie Big Man Howard will step to the plate with a runner on third. Farrington was able to advance. Ooh, and that is a looking strikeout, and he does not like that.
Oh, that's there. Where's that? That come into that first pitch, didn't it? That was the rule change this year?
Yep, the rule changed this year, you see. And, you know, Howie, unfortunately, I think, dealt with some injury this year after slipping on a play earlier this season. But it's great to see him bounce back. He also makes a drive to the Jortstops from Indiana.
Yeah, you know, Howie is all heart. You know, whatever he does, he's going to pour 200% into it. You know, he brings a huge lift to the Jortstops because of that. And he's had a tough year, but he's been pushing through. He's a good addition to the team. But yeah, like you said, he drives all the way from Fort Wayne area. So it's a pretty significant drive. Yeah,
that is definitely a drive. And Porter starts it out with a strike there. As you can see, the score 1-0. At the plate is Michael Brayman.
A little bit outside. A little bit outside. Porter's not getting tired early. He's going to be tough. And that's a live pop up.
It's a good play by Holbein.
Yeah, I agree. You know, can of corn. He makes it look even easier than it already was.
Now up to the plate is Tyler Reed, and you can see, oh my, wow,
Is
the
it gone?
respect.
Foul ball.
The respect that these fielders have for Tyler Reed is unbelievable. If you see, these guys are lining up at the fence.
Yeah, you know, some of these big hitters, that's the only thing you can do, and you just kind of throw them junk and hope that they don't get a hold of one.
Yes, Tyler, one of the only, if not the only, college baseball player. Oh, excuse me, Jake Land, I know, is a college baseball player. Ooh, and what a pitch by Porter on the top left corner, top outside. But yeah, anyway, Tyler Reed, one of the only actual collegiate baseball players to play here in the HWBL. That was a tough one to lay off of, as Porter will look to come here. Throw ball, and I believe we now have the count full. Oh, excuse me, 2-2 count, 2-2 count. Ooh, and that was a great pitch.
Cut, yeah. Good cut at that ball. Porter's trying his hardest to strike him out, but you got to be careful with this batter. He can hit it.
Yeah, he really can crank him. This is a great showdown here. Porter, one of the league leaders for pitching. And he gets him to pop up. And Porter will take the ball probably wisely there. And the Jortstops will throw it around a little bit. Definitely had some crazy English on that one.
Well, here comes one of my favorite athletes. Adam Baker.
Oh.
Boy, he almost hit a home run with his bat.
And
great throw.
Adam Baker just completely lost control of the bat. He almost hit a fan. Holbein has picked up the bat and tossed it back. Wow. Good thing we moved those chairs back today because our fans have seen some action in the face.
Right. That's right, yeah. I mean, you know, you can imagine. Adam's one of the younger players. Probably got playoff nerves right now. Hands are a little sweaty. Can't hold on to the bat.
Well, I think what happens sometimes, the hair gets in his eyes. He's got long hair. You know, doesn't see the ball comes in.
He really has brought it out here. I don't know if that's look. He has been known to grow it out and get it cut real short repeatedly, so. Swing. Oh my goodness, and Jalen Porter almost makes a spectacular play. unfortunately just dropped to the turf, and Baker will be on base. Wow, you gotta love the effort there.
Oh, yeah. They set the precedent for effort in the league. That's all I'll say.
Wow, that is a bold statement there. I know there's some other teams that have really been vying for that, but you really feel that way about this Jortstop team.
I do. I mean, if you look, there's two of their players are in braces right now. They don't leave any of the games without dirt or anything on them. They're really earning their keep out here.
And Hudson will look at a pitch. It is now a 3-0 count. Although the scorekeeper, Hera, today seemed to think that it was 2-1. Now we have a 3-1. Looks like we've got the whole Civ squad at the score table today. Trying to relax in shade, get ready for the championship game as they look on to watch who they will be facing. Oh, Porter misses badly there. And it is a full count. Here in the HWBL, we play 5 balls with a walk.
Shoot!
And Porter will make the catch as the inning ends.
Well, we got a 1-0 ball game here. It's a tightening. It's a home run. You can make all the difference with a runner on.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for some home runs here. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any yet. In the previous game, I think we saw about 7 balls get out of here.
Yeah. Brad Hera himself had 4. Am I correct with that? I mean, he was hitting it well.
Yeah, he hit some long shots there.
Yeah, I think one of the balls that he hit, I was talking with Howie between games as Hudson gets a strike against Crawford, was one of the longest balls we've ever seen. It's hard to tell over on that right side since Hera is a lefty, but there's no tree line because a lot of times we measure in left field, just how high you hit it into the tree line. But that was an absolute mash. I believe some of the fans were shouting comparisons to Bryce Harper.
Wow. Yeah, anytime you draw comparisons to Bryce Harper, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so, I don't really know what kind of wiffle game Bryce Harper has, but if he can hit a baseball 400 feet, I imagine he could hit a wiffle ball at least 200.
Yeah, Blake, that brings up a good question. How significant do you think bat speed is in wiffle ball as compared to baseball? I mean, is it the same ratio? Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, that's a great question. Sometimes I actually wonder, do you want to swing that hard? Because the plastic has a very thin wall. If you hit the wiffle ball too hard, you're almost crunching it to where it doesn't get that pop or bounce off the bat. So,
right.
Yeah, it really is a balance. Ooh, and a great pitch from Hudson.
Hit it solid. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, just gotta get a solid hit. Now, this is the matchup again here we've been wanting to see. Oh my. And Hudson gets Grant to chase on a high tight ball there. I don't know if he was thinking tomahawk bomb or what.
Well, not to change the subject much, but we got football coming up here shortly, and we got an all-star quarterback sitting right with us here, and I want to hear what's going to happen with Taylor.
Oh yeah, I mean, as Grant is up, speaking of all-star Taylor Trojans, that's my #1 receiver right there. We enter into our fifth year of playing at Taylor. I think that it's really hard to not just focus right now on our first game, which is at Indiana Wesleyan, their first game ever. There's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of fanfare. But, home run by Holbein. It just shows across the board, like I said before, consistent. Just adds a lot to the team, whatever team he's on. If you don't notice, Grant's song is Lips of an Angel by Hinder, which is quite the hit back in the day. And it's a song that you'll often catch Grant singing himself.
When did that song come out?
I think I remember I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade when I heard that song, so that would have been probably 2004, 2005, maybe 06 at the latest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I was in middle school at that
Yeah.
time. I'm surprised he knows that song, let alone has it as his walk-up.
Yeah, you know, Grant is a very nostalgic person. I think that plays a huge role in his game and also in just kind of the character of their team. They're really pulling from a place of comfort. For him, that's Lips of an Angel.
I'd love to get his fiance Nikki Zano out here to just hear her take, as Hudson just misses the outside top corner.
How about we call these two ladies over here and talk to them about the state championship?
Yeah, we do have.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Everett has left us for a second. I think he might be trying to get Nikki to join us to get a little inside take. But Ted, how do you feel about this matchup here? We got a runner on first base.
Well,
Porter really looks comfortable in the box this year.
he's tough, but I think this game is not over. It's going to be a great penalty and you know, one-run shot maybe at the end to pull this out. It's going to be a close game.
I can't agree more. Porter really looks like he's worked on his form over the years. A great little hack there. It's fair, it's bobbled by Adam, but that's okay. You want to keep the runner at second base. Michael Dunn has some serious speed, and that keeps the force intact. It looks like Nikki Zano has joined us. Nikki, thanks for joining us here today. Gladly here, I hear. Okay, so Nikki, Everett and I were just talking about Grant's walk-up song this year. Are you aware of what it is?
Oh, I'm aware. Yes.
What do
I'm
you
concerned. I'm very concerned. I don't know if it's a sign he's trying to send me or hopefully not. But
Hopefully not.
what?
Well, the song is Lips of an Angel, right?
Yeah, but isn't it about someone cheating on someone?
Well, it might be. Anyway, well,
Sure it is.
Maybe we ought to change the subject and you know, Nikki was a great soccer player back in the day,
Back
a year ago.
a few months ago.
yeah, now,
Now not so much.
what is it? What's the phrase you call yourself? Is it a NARP or a
Yeah, I'm not.
NARP? What does that stand for viewers at home?
Non-athletic regular person.
Oh,
Well, I guess we're what do they call it? I don't remember what they call it. There's a different phrase they were using now for athletes that were not retired, but
oh, okay. I didn't know that. I might need to learn that for myself.
yeah.
Here we are, Jacob Crawford now in the box, sporting his Michigan hat. Oh, and that's a blast off the wall. And it looks like Howard will hold it second, but that was cranked. That was cranked. A little bit higher, that thing might have been out of here.
Yeah. Can I get out of here? Why was
No,
I
you gotta
called?
stay for a little bit, Nikki.
Okay.
We're loving your commentary.
I don't know anything about
Oh,
football.
Hudson jams Porter, but is unable to get to the ball. So,
Well, you know this guy that's up batting now.
I do.
Yeah.
yeah,
James Grant.
he's a pretty good guy.
He is.
He's good looking too. Look at those shorts.
Yeah, and the knee brace really tops
Yeah,
it off.
all that
Wow.
does.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite outfit, but it works.
I
Yeah.
think his hat could be better, but you know, the hat's kind of different.
Yeah.
It looks like
Never a
one
fan
of
those
those
hats.
Does
cheap
that
hats.
does that hat say athlete?
I don't know. He's hit a ground ball. He missed him and got him, I think.
Oh,
they called him
Howie
safe.
with the play. Howie with a bad knee.
Did they call him
Never see
safe?
that.
They did.
That
Pure
was
heart.
pure heart.
Pure heart.
Pure heart. Pure heart in pure Michigan.
I thought he got
I just can't believe what we just saw. He is really getting some love from the crowd.
The one person there.
Hudson kind of struggling here. They've got to be thinking, if he can get through this inning, I know they're just trying to save Michael.
Oh, there's a big question over there. Why did your parents decide to call him Hudson instead of Hudson?
That's a great question. I actually do know the answer to that. Yeah, so there's a family at our church, Cement City Baptist.
Shout out.
Shout out. Proud sponsor, actually. I believe they jumped on for the playoffs this year. That there's a family there that we were friends with whose last name was Hudson with a T. So my parents really liked that. Yeah, and they decided to go with Hudson with a T.
And decided not to do the lead.
Decided not to do the Lee, yes. Myself and Grant have the Lee in our name. But Hudson unfortunately did not get that. His is a very unique name though. I do like it. You know, Grant and I were really vying for Quinn to be his first name, which is his middle name.
Oh, yes.
But you know, my parents decided to go with Hudson, and we like that too. You know, without Hudson, we probably would have never got Budson. So, and I know that's a favorite of many of us. So, speaking of Hudson,
We got the bases loaded
we
here,
got the bases.
Blake.
Oh, and that
And he
is
struck
an-
him
What
out.
a pitch.
What a great pick that was for Hudson Holbein.
I don't
Big
know.
out. Bases loaded and got out of it. Now what do we do?
I don't know. Looks like
You
we're
should
gonna
get
move
Jake over here.
the next piece of the game here. Looks like they have been held to 3 runs total, and they really need to get something going here offensively, hitting the cutoff. They have been stuck. I don't even know if they've gotten to third base yet.
Well, the score, I mean, we're, what, 3-0, and Grant Holbein is knocked in 3 runs. It was a 3-run homer, I believe. And they're going to have to figure a way to stop him because he can hurt you and so can Jalen.
Yeah, I agree. So an interesting shift we have here by the Jortstops. It looks like they are putting Holbein up short. I think that shift worked very well. Michael was deep, and they put nobody up the middle, really challenging Michael to get it by. Barrington caught it at first, but unfortunately they're just a little bit late.
Well, Michael's all the way to the fence and almost touching it now. He's looking for a long ball.
Yeah, both Dunn and Holbein have their backs to the fence. They, as we were saying earlier, really respect Tyree for his power.
You should just walk him. I feel like you should just walk him.
Really?
Good
Yeah.
call.
You know, that's not a bad
good call.
idea. Who's he have hitting behind him? Adam Baker, who?
Who threw the bat last time?
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Yeah, that was probably a little scary for you. I know you were sitting over there at the time,
Yeah.
over
I'm
under the
scared for the
pergola.
dogs over there.
Yeah, those poor dogs. You know, they really.
They're
Yeah.
not paying attention.
He's been the first one to throw the bat over the fence for a home run without the ball. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen a bat home run before, but that was about the closest we've done. You know, speaking of those dogs, we got some beautiful dogs over there today. I might actually see if I can get a little bit of a shot.
Uh-oh, Grant playing with his mustache.
They're just over there playing.
Michael looks like he's played this game.
Oh, and Porter gets Reed to strike
Oh,
out.
he
That's a
struck
big
him
play.
out. That was big.
Anyway, though, back to the dogs. Chloe the cat, who obviously you know lets us use her field, she was not having the dogs here yesterday. She actually attacked a couple of them and really just was trying to send a message
Ooh, that's a
to
good
get
hit.
off of her lawn as Holbein bobbles a ball at third. You know, it's just really hard to field balls on this surface. It's gotten very hard over the course of the summer, as you can see, pretty dry. What do you?
Slippery though.
Yeah, very slick at the corners. Actually, Sean Burtles-Krebs half slid into second the last game, and I was really scared for him. Looked like he could have turned his knee a little bit. But what do you think about this surface? Do you think the HWBL? I've heard murmurs of putting turf in. What do you think about that from a cost standpoint? I know it would definitely be a higher entry fee, as Hudson looks at one. What do you think of that, Nikki?
Well, I think it's something to look into. Clearly, you have 2 guys in knee braces already. So that is something you have to think about. You don't want to have everyone out here having knee braces. No one's going to want to play.
Yeah, that is very much a field of concern. The other thing we've been thinking about is, you know, we don't really have a sprinkler system out here right now. We feel like that could probably help quite a bit, but it's just the wear and tear on this field. You know, you have people out here playing every day throughout the course of the summer. It's just hard to keep it up.
Yes, you need sprinklers. It's very dry. Look at this.
Yeah.
Well, they can't look at it. Oh, yeah, they can.
Yeah, it's big.
Big hand. I forgot.
Yeah. So, you know,
I don't know.
there's I heard too, Ted, I don't know if you were wanting to be a donor for the turf wiffle
Well,
ball field.
that's actually, I was just thinking that, you know, charge maybe $5 to get in and match the donation, you know, for the field and put in some lights too, you know,
Oh.
get this thing going. Oh, Grant just made a nice catch there.
Yeah, nice play by Grant.
Hudson's gonna have to continue this league then.
Yeah, since you brought it up, Nikki, why don't you fill in everybody what the plan is for next year? I know, you know, you're a big part of this, as Grant has kind of been one of the league commissioners of this league for years now, and you know, your wedding here is coming up, and just fill in our viewers.
Well, Grant is going to law school. Don't know where. So, it's endless possibilities right now of where we're going to be. He may be one of the guys commuting about an hour to come play. So I don't think he's going to be able to head it up anymore, sadly.
That is sad.
Well, you know, maybe Trump will help you out and you can fly back and forth, you know.
One could hope.
Yeah, that's a
I heard
possibility.
Trump's a big fan of this league.
Oh, yeah. He loves
Yeah,
it.
I think he may have actually.
Tweeted about it.
Yeah, I think there was a tweet shout out.
Yeah.
Just speaking volumes to the league and the character that we have. We really pride ourselves on not having any fake news on our Twitter account.
Yeah. Scandals. There's been some scandals.
There has been some scandals. We are unfortunate to see that in our league. But, you know,
Seemed like it was handled well.
And they've stayed away from steroids at this point.
We hope. We don't know
Yeah,
yet, though.
yeah.
We need to bring testing into the
Yeah,
league.
yeah, testing. You should have random testing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yes, Ted, you've been a big advocate of this random testing. I know we had inquired with you about, you know, good places to get testing earlier this season. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it just because the price was a little too
Well,
much.
you know, they're doing it in golf now. They're coming in before they start their tournament and check their drivers out to see if they're legal, you know. And I can see, you know, if you got a driver that's illegal and you get another 150 yards on your drive, it wouldn't hurt, would it?
No, definitely wouldn't hurt. Now, that was quite the play there. I believe they got Barrington at
The
first.
ankles. Down at the ankles.
Wow, just nipping at the heels there. And it looks like the Jortstops will tally another run as Howie takes a swing and a miss there on the first strike. You know, you just want to be sure you don't look at one because
You're out.
you're giving up and out. Ooh, great pitch there from Holbein. As the score is now 5-0 Jortstops. Now, ooh,
Taking it.
a little bit inside to Howie, and he'll wear that one. I really do like the delivery by Hudson here. I like some of the sidearm rising, dropping, sliding.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff on the ball. It's hard to hit, but you know, these guys are going to be hard to catch. It's 5 runs, I think.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but wow. I don't know who's going to win this game, but the championship game should be real interesting. It could be home run duty. And if it is, I'm ducking out here because we're going to get a lot of shots.
Oh, what a pitch by
wow.
Holbein, and he will sit Howie down. Wow. Another strikeout for Holbein. I believe he might have 3 in this game, but just a couple shots here and there, and really a lack of hitting from hitting the
Crawford's
cutoff.
had a
is really,
couple hits,
really
too.
hurting him right now. Yeah, Crawford had a nice hit to the wall in his last at bat. We'll see what he can do here.
Oh,
great
nice
pitch.
pitch. You got the curveball going. Beautiful pitch by Hudson Holbein.
Yeah, Hudson really likes to go to that little bit of a higher arm
Oh,
slot.
nice little hit. It's going to be hard to get. And then couldn't get him.
His go-to strike pitch looks to be that kind of a 3/4 curveball, get it in there for a strike, and he got there, but the next pitch was just a little soft, and Jacob didn't get a great swing on it, but you know, made him pay. It's hard to field that ball when it's spinning so much, and as we said earlier, this field's playing pretty hard.
Now, Grant Holbein's up again, and the good news is there's only one runner on first, but look out here. Oh, he popped up to the pitcher, and he got it.
And that will be the third out.
Nice try.
We will move to the top of the fourth, I believe. Yes, as Tristan will change the scoreboard for us here on this lovely day in the beginning of August. Nikki, now just to kind of go back to the future of this league, you know, should you be able to live somewhere nearby, you know, we don't know what'll happen, but let's just say you do end up living nearby.
Okay.
Would you consider playing in the HWBL?
Well, Jacob did give me the idea to, but I am not good at football. But I would do it for fun. I'd think about
What
it.
do you think
I asked
is
Grant
hard?
if he would recruit me onto this team. He said yes, but I think he was just being nice.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he has a history
I also
of...
don't want to wear this outfit, so.
Yeah, maybe they would
That's a
consider.
strikeout.
Maybe they would consider changing. Ooh, we have some
That is a
controversy here.
strikeout.
Did Tyler Reed swing?
Yes, he did swing, and it hit that should have been a strikeout right there. That's an out.
And
Oh.
yeah, it looks like Brad Harrah made the call there. The right call, you believe?
I think that was the right call. Michael's playing center field out here, not saying much about it. But I think that was the right call. And here's Adam Baker, one of my favorite players. Oh, well, he used to be. I think he's getting older.
Oh, that's funny. He is. As you said, it might be the hair. We don't really know.
Oh, he just hit one out. He's still my favorite player. Yeah. Woo! Adam Baker.
I don't know if we're supposed to side with any of these players, but
That's funny. I'm siding with him.
well, that's true. That's true. Adam Baker puts one out.
Hey,
Hudson.
what is that?
Hudson.
Is that a
Grant?
one run?
Not Grant.
Okay, interesting. Well, anyway,
Alright, let's go at it.
Adam Baker will put them on the board, and it is now 5-1. Holbein steps in, almost takes a strike. That was
Jeez, he
that
had been an
will
out.
make your heart skip a beat there. That was close,
Oh,
and he won't take a chance on that
Taking
one. As
some
Porter is
swing.
definitely around the zone here.
We need to get Jake out here.
oh.
Yeah, we could definitely get Jake out here.
He's an entertainer.
He is an entertainer. It'd be great to have him in the booth.
He got his change up by saying knew that was coming.
JB. Should I go get him?
You're welcome to try to get him over here, yeah? Hudson Holbein now at the plate. And we'll take another hack, and it looks like that's strike 3. And Brandon will step in.
Well, I told you, my friend I went golfing with last week, he shot a 35 on the back 9 o'clock lake. And he had all pars and birdies. There's a fly ball. Michael makes the catch. He had all pars and birdies except for one bogey.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I happened to be playing against him, so it wasn't too good for me. You know, but that's golf.
That's golf. That's golf. I know about some of that golf life. Well, it looks like Hittin the Cutoff is debating what to do here. Hudson has not thrown any warm-ups. I don't know if they're thinking about bringing Michael in or if he's going to keep going here.
How you like that background music? Isn't that nice?
Yeah, we've got some great music out here today. I think,
Oh, I love that.
I'm not sure who's doing music today. Dunn will step in.
Ooh,
There's ball 1.
do you think Hudson's going to go the distance here?
Well, I know he won't be able to because of some of the pitching rules that we have.
Oh, you only throw so many pitches.
Yeah, well, only so many innings, so he'll have to come out. But he is looking pretty good here. He's had some Ks. You know, just giving up a couple hits here and there. That have
We
been
got an
tough.
outstanding football player joining us right here.
Oh, who do we have here?
Football player.
Jake
Oh,
Baker.
Jacob Baker. Well, he prides himself more on wiffle ball, but yes, in his
Right.
off time, he plays
Yeah.
some football. Jacob, glad to have you here in the booth.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Now, what do you think of this game? Oh, is Dunn Ooh, a little bit of a miscommunication, but we got the catch made. Anyway, what are you thinking of this game here, Jake?
I think Jalen's pitched a very good game so far. I think that's kind of what's got him through. Hudson's pitched pretty well, but he's made a couple of mistakes, and George's taking advantage of it.
Definitely, yeah. That's some of the things we were just talking about here. He's had, I think, maybe 4 Ks.
Yeah, and they've had some errors too to compound, but they're starting to shape up now. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll go 6.
Yeah.
Well, Jake, what do you think about that home run you hit? Was it a curveball, knuckleball? What? Can you tell us what it was?
That was a curveball. Jesse's got a pretty solid curveball, but he likes to throw it on the first pitch, and I knew it was coming. Waited on it, hit it out.
Yeah, that was a great swing. Your team combined for, what, 7 home runs today?
I think we hit 7. Brad hit 4 on his own, which tied. He hit 4 in the regular season and hit 4 today in one game. So he's locked in for the playoffs, ready to compete.
Oh, and a great play
So
from
you
Holbein.
guys have been champions 3 years in a row, going for 4. Is that
Right. Yep. 3 straight championships. This would be 4. We're the only team to win it. Trying to keep it that way today.
Now, you know, I have to speak to this with some resentment, as I was in the championship game against your team the first year, and
Right.
we couldn't put it together. But, you know, that was a great opening year. It was really some good competition. You never really know what you're going to get in the first year of starting a new league.
It's true. And I think that we were kind of the underdog going into that game, pulled it out, and it's given us a lot of confidence the rest of these years.
So how did you come up with your team? I mean, your players, and you've stuck together over the 3 years, or have you had new people on the team?
So most of our roster has stayed the same. Big change this season is Michael Dunn jumping ship, going to play for the Jortstops. He's a great player. I don't know if he sticks by his decision, but we'll see today. Other than that, the roster's been pretty much the same. We picked up Jake Land this year and added Tristan a couple years ago when the rosters expanded. But Brad, Sean, me, and Michael have been together the whole time. Or Al. Oh, not Michael.
We're actually we're John a little bit here with Michael, as he was hearing us here as we do our commentary in the booth in center field. Hudson Holbein now at the plate. Porter's still pitching, looking pretty good. Reed was able to reach first there. And it is now 3-0 to Holbein.
So Jake, are you feeling pretty confident in this final game?
Oh, a crack from Holbein. A great opposite field hit. Nobody over there. And it looks like Reed will hold at third and Holbein will move to second.
Oh, we got some action going now. Yeah.
1 out. That was a great piece of hitting by Holbein, really taking it the other way.
Yeah, really. Stayed with it. Was up in the count. Got a nice hit.
Now we'll have Michael Brayman step to the plate. He's in a great position here with runners on second and third. Now this is one place that I've been maybe a little critical of the league, is I just feel it might be a little bit too easy to get base hits. But, you know, we like to see offense here in the HWBL. But, you know, it's just hard to make plays from the left side of the field to first base. I know there's been talk of a pitcher's hand rule. Most people don't really like that. There's also been talk of maybe tightening the field a little bit, since we only do have 4 players on the field at a time. But, you know, things have gone well so far, obviously, as you can see from our turnout. I think we might have, how many people do you think we have here today?
Oh, at least 300 or 400.
Yeah, and you can't see a lot of them because they're sitting behind the house over there. But yeah, you get all kinds. You look over here and you see the cars lined up, and all kinds of people showing up to these big ball games. They're one of the tremendous leagues in the state of Michigan. It's quite an all-star players.
Definitely. Well, Brandon will take the walk there, and this is not where you want to be if you're Galen Porter. Next up, Tyler Reed. Tyler, as we know, great hitter, and as we can see from the position of the outfielders, They're thinking he can put this up Grand Slam and tie things up here.
Yeah, and this might be a spoiler, but I do think that we've counted up votes and Tyler will be this year's Silver Slugger. So
He can slug.
yeah, he can slug it.
I have to say, for what I've seen of Brad can slug it too. He hit some pretty good shots.
Shot
Nice
up the middle,
play.
and Porter will stop
Oh,
it. You know, that's
he
a good
couldn't
play,
make the
really,
play.
to keep it to one run there, not let anything else crazy happen, and keep it at third base. I would say that's a good play.
Yeah, he could have thrown that away pretty easily. He's down on one knee. Yeah.
Probably wise to just hold on to that one. Now, Adam Baker, who has
This
Hey,
is the guy
home run
that
this
I
game.
almost gave up on the last time. Remember, I said he's my man, and he took a big swing and missed it, but the next one he hit out. So
Yeah.
he's still my man.
Oh, that's gone too.
oh my, he
man.
does it.
Wow.
Grand slam.
Grand slam. That is huge to go up in the fifth.
And hitting the cutoff
Hey,
is
so
fired
nice.
up. Wow, what a shot. Score update, 6-5.
Oh, they've taken the
And we were in the
lead.
fifth inning, man. This thing has moved fast.
This is
Yeah.
turning out to be quite
Been
the ball game.
good pitching until now.
Do you think they will think about a pitching change here? Who would they go to? I would think Dunn, hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I think they definitely see Michael as their ace, but
His whole line hits one off.
I think he's got
hits his
eight.
noggin.
I think he's got 8 innings left, so he could throw 2 here and still throw all 6 the next game.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, I didn't think it was a bad pitch. It was a pretty good pitch, but Adam just nailed it. You know,
Yeah.
it was a great swing.
That ball almost finds the pool.
And like I said, if he can keep the hair out of his eyes while he's swinging, it's good news.
Yeah, I think Jalen's been through the order 5 or 6 times now. They're starting to see him a little better, making some good contact here in the fifth.
Definitely. You know, a great pitch by Porter there to get Hudson Holbein swinging. And Brandon will set back in. I do think, you know, not that Jalen needs his speed that he has within him, but he can really pump it. And I know the speed cap has probably taken away that part of his game this year. But, you know, it looks like he's really even better developed some of the movement on some of these pitches that he's throwing. He's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, Jalen's definitely adapted his game to the new rules, and he's still been an elite pitcher.
As Brayman looks to bunt one down there.
Well, I had predicted when this game started it was going to be a barn burner till the end, and it looks like it is. 6-5, anything can happen. It's anybody's game. But then they got to play that juggernaut team in the finals.
Yeah, as we know, the Civs are awaiting the winner of this
Oh
game.
yeah, they're pretty confident, I think, that they can win a 4th in a row.
Yeah, almost.